Hey, it's Patrick, and this is Worship Guitar Academy. Today's topic is why do your chords feel late? Your chords feel late because you're not installing guardrails to your road. What do I mean by this? I compared learning a song on guitar to building a road. It's a 5 step process. So the first step is to make a map of the area where you want to build your road. That's being mentally aware of the chords that are in the song. The second part is to make sure that you're able to walk along the road, and that is being able to switch between chords. The third part is to be able to transition between the chords smoothly. And the fourth element, which we're covering today, is installing guardrails to your road. And the way that we can do this is by counting the number of beats within each measure correctly. So we're doing this video as a second part of this series because this is one of the most important things that you're going to need to know for every song. So yes, you want to know the chords, but just as importantly, you need to know the time signature. You need to know how long are we staying on each measure. Most songs are in 4/4 time signature, so we're going to count 4 beats for every measure. Now, why do I compare this to having guardrails? Well, if you're driving on a road without guardrails, you can slip off the road and then it's hard to get back on track. And that's what happens to us when we're strumming our guitar. Sometimes we lose sense of the beat and then we get off track and we drive off the road. We lose control of where we are in the song. So that's why it's so important to know what the time signature is and to be able to count out the beats. Now, the fix to this problem of why your chords feel late is being able to land on the one, okay? So when I say the one, I mean by beat one. So if I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, when I transition from that G to C chord, that transition right there, I landed on the C chord before I strummed on beat one. My fingers are already in place so that when it's time to play the chord on beat one, all I have to do is strum. What so many of us have problems with is being able to be in the right place before we need to strum. If your fingers aren't there, then you're going to strum and your chord is incomplete and you're going to go off of the road. You're going to fly off the road without having any proper guardrails. So what we really want to master is counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and transitioning smoothly. Now, in order to do this smoothly, by beat 3 of the measure that you're on, you need to already know where you're going. And this is where we start anticipating movement. You know that the next measure is coming and you know that there's going to be a chord change. So by beat 3, you should already be mentally preparing yourself to make that change. By the time beat 4 passes, your hands should be moving to the next spot, okay? So let me show you an example using the 4 chords we talked about in the first lesson. We're gonna use G, C, D, and E minor, right? So watch how I prepare my fingers before beat 1 of the next measure. Here I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you notice, on the and after the 4th beat is when my hands would transition, so that by the time the 1 came around, my chords were already in place. All right. So it's so important that you count, especially if you're at an early stage in your worship guitar development. And yes, it's true. Eventually you will be able to feel the movement and you'll be able to just know when to change the chord without having to count. Me personally, I don't really count, like, especially songs that I know really well. But when I was internalizing my sense of rhythm, I needed to count everything. And I still count with students every day. And so that beat is definitely ingrained into my muscle memory. So it shall be with you as well. Okay. Let's practice that one more time. We're going to use the same chord progression. Just remember, by the and after beat 4, you should be switching your fingers to the next chord. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, and change. That's right. Next is D. 2, 3. I'm already thinking about E minor. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, if you're struggling with keeping your chords and strumming in time, it's because you're not counting the beats for every measure. So, make sure you lock that in. And yes, eventually you'll be able to feel the movement, and that's where you want to be. But for now, just make sure you are counting properly. I'll see you guys in the next video.